Welcome in, everybody. It is summer in West Texas. We're going to be talking all things Abilene, Texas, summer heat, what to do in the summer, how to get through the summer in Abilene. What does Abilene weather look like in the summer? Here's the deal. We're dry, it's hot, we don't have humidity, we have some wind, but overall, the thing to take into account is that it will be hot. In July, you are looking at triple-digit heat almost every day of the month. If not every day, it'll be the majority. So you're looking at hot summers, which means going outside in the middle of the day is not a wise move. We are not like Arizona desert, but we are still a desert type climate where the mornings and the evenings are going to be the times you want to be outside. In the summers, we do have more bugs and mosquitoes and such, so that is something to take into account when being outside. But overall, the middle of the day is super hot, so plan your outdoor activities in the mornings or in the evenings. So the splash pads, there are 6 around Abilene. One of those is at Nelson Park over by the zoo, so you could plan a morning of fun at the zoo. Definitely sunscreen up because the sun is really hot in the summers. Sunscreen up, go to the zoo in the morning, and then jump on over, have a little picnic at the Nelson Park, just walking distance from the zoo, and hit up the splash pad. That could be a great time to spend the summer day. There's one at Redbud Park. We got another one at Sears Park, and then Stevenson Park, Scarborough Park, and Valentine Park. So there are 6 in Abilene. Splash pads where it's water play. They got a bucket that dumps water on the kiddos. My kids were terrified originally of them, but then they had me do it with them, of course, and it is very cold water, so tread lightly with that. But it was a lot of fun once they got it. They have a couple little miniature slides, kind of like toddlers' water slides is what I would label them as. But each one has a little bit of a different feel to it. I think Valentine Park is maybe more suited for the toddler age and the younger kids, but all of them have water play that and ranges for all ages. If you want to stay local, we have Adventure Cove. It's a smaller water park with a couple slides, lazy river. There's a kiddie play area, concession stands. Some things to know about it is that they don't allow food or drink in. Make sure you plan ahead on that. Also, if you want a shaded spot, you better go early because it starts to get a little crowded, nothing too crazy, depending on the day, of course. But if you want a shaded spot, it's first come, first serve. So early bird gets the worm, right? So go to those shaded spots if you get there early enough to get one. As I mentioned before, there can be thunderstorms that pop up. So check their social media, Adventure Cove social media, for any weather closures or anything like that before you head on out there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You got the slides there, you got the water play. It's a way to beat the heat in the summer and get those kids out there. I don't know about your kids, but mine is a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And man, when they're playing with water and just hanging out at the pool or in a kiddie pool or anything like that, it is a breath of fresh air because they get enamored by it and they get distracted by it, and it's pretty great. Let's talk public swimming pools. We have several public swimming pools in Abilene. I'm going to list off some of those. You have Adventure Cove, as I mentioned, it's a water park. It has a swimming pool, of course. YMCA pools, they have indoor pools. You have the Abilene Swim Club. It is a private, but with guest access there. You got the dive spot that has private pool rentals. They have swimming lessons and such. And then the Abilene State Park does have a pool. However, it is closed for this year due to construction reasons. So if you want to venture out there, just know that the pool will not be an option. But yeah, there are public pools throughout Abilene to definitely check out to beat the summer heat as well. Now, a question I see pop up often on the social media world when it gets to be summertime is, where do I sign my kids up for swim lessons? So I'm just going to throw out a few options, make sure it's what would be best suited for your kiddo. What our kids have personally done is they have done ACU. It was a one-on-one swim lesson for about 30 minutes. So they have swim lessons there. It's an indoor pool. Some other options, there's another college in town, HSU, they have swim lessons. I'm not sure if it's group or individual, so you'll want to do some research on these. And YMCA also has swim lessons. They have indoor pools. Wiley Swim Club is another option out towards Wiley ISD. Adventure Cove, they may have a city program with some options for swim lessons. That would be something to look into and see if that's something you can take part in. And the Dive Spot, that's another option. It's a kind of private pool that does their own swim lessons. They also do scuba diving lessons, so maybe something to check out as well. All right, so now for a slight twist with the water activities, here is also what we have here in Abilene. We have Lake Fort Phantom. It is not as large of a lake as Lake Brownwood or Lake Coleman, which is about an hour and a half away from us. So that is something you can take a day trip to go and partake in out there. Lake Fort Phantom here, it is a little bit of a smaller lake, but they also have where you can rent out paddle boards, kayaks, jet skis even. You can also do some fishing out there. You can take your boat out there. So we do have a lake where we do have some of that as an option. You can, of course, swim in the lake at your own risk, of course, but swim in the lake if you'd like. And that is something you can do to beat the heat this summer, is take part in the lake activities. They have a park out there where you can enjoy the sunset over the lake, do a barbecue, cookout, have family fun day out there. There is also a disc golf course out by Fort Phantom Lake and Johnson Park. Now that we've talked through some water activities and ways to beat the heat through that, let's talk about and take a pause on activities and talk about events that happen in Abilene over the summer. Something you may not know about Abilene, Texas is we are the storybook capital of America. How we got that, I have no idea. But what I do know is that we have Dr. Seuss characters, statues downtown. We have other storybook character statues downtown. So what this festival is all about is children's literacy books. So there is live reading of books. There is some STEM activity centers in some of the United Way usually puts that on, which is located downtown. You also have a comedic balloon artist. His name is Corn Pop. Very fun to watch. Marionette show, puppet show, ventriloquist. You also have a train that goes through the park downtown, and food trucks, as well as, snow cones, coffee trucks, those sort of things. And another event in the summer is with July 4th. There are fireworks shows. The city puts one on. Most oftentimes, I know Boomba Fireworks Stand, they put on their own fireworks show. So that is something you can also look to schedule into your calendar for the summer. Something fun for you to do with your family and take part in that. They're not always on July 4th, so you do want to check the calendar of when those are and not just bank on July 4th as Fireworks Day. Now let's talk how to cool off this summer with some tasty treats. First one I want to highlight is Mary's Paleteria. It is a local spot with Mexican-style popsicles and ice cream. I've been there many a times, and it is just a kind of unique niche that really hits the spot when it's a hot summer day outside. Another thing to check out, various snow cone spots out there around Abilene. Ones that we hit up most frequently, and I know the owners of these, Shaved Ice Shack. It is on Buffalo Gap, and then you have also Potosi Chill is another one as well, along with many others. A lot of others. Now back to some activities or some spots you can check out for the summer months. It will be hot, so I'd highly recommend mornings or evenings, but out at the Abilene State Park. It is a spot where there are hiking trails, bird watching. You can do some biking there. I mentioned before the swimming pool is closed this year because of the construction they have going on out there, so don't plan on being able to get in the pool. There are picnic areas. You got screen shelters that you can use as well if you plan ahead. There is also, across from the Abilene State Park, you have Lake Abilene, where you can fish and take your boat out there to fish. It's not as well known as Lake Fort Phantom, but it is another lake option as well. So now to transition to maybe some indoor activities, because like I said, the summer, mornings and evenings are the best times to be outside. But what do you do during the day? So something that you could look to check out is Primetime Family Entertainment. They have bowling, they have an arcade, they have laser tag. They do have mini golf and go-karts out there as well. So it is a spot where you can take the kids, you give them as much money as you want to part with, and you say, go forth, have fun, and maybe you get a little bit of a break, and everybody's indoors, out of the heat, and just a fun place for y'all to enjoy. Another indoor spot that you can check out is Imagination City. They have a little city set up there for younger kids, toddler age and such. They do also have an escape room. They have a easy difficulty, I guess I'll say, which is the one that I did. And they have a hard difficulty, which is the one that I avoided. All of that to say, the team I was on did get out of the easy one, so there's that. But there's an escape room there for maybe the older kids or adults even to partake in. And then they also have a little bakery set up where you can buy some sugary treats, basically buy the sugary treats, then send off the kids to the escape room or the Imagination City and let them run off that energy. That's my advisement, but that is up to you. Then we have the Formula Fun Adventure Park. They have indoor go-karts. They have, I want to say, a foam pit area, some trampolines. It's a great spot. It is indoors, so it's a great spot to take the family of all ages and let them go forth and play as they wish. They have a lot of adventure things there. It used to be called Max Air, but it is now Formula Fun Adventure Park. Now here's something for those who enjoy movies. Paramount Theater, they put on some classic summer movie nights. They are very minimal cost. They have a fun concession stand. If you haven't checked out Paramount Theater, it's just a fun feel to it. They have the lights in the ceiling that looks like a sky up there, and the lights twinkle like they're stars. I mean, it is a cool environment to be in, and these Paramount movies with minimal cost are indoor, of course, and an opportunity to watch a fun, classic, family-friendly movie that would be enjoyable for everybody. Also downtown is the Grace Museum, where they display artwork from featured artists. It's either the second or the third floor, they have a STEM Imagination center area with 30 plus hands-on interactive activities that kids can partake in. So it's a way to get in out of the heat. The other thing downtown is the Nickel. It stands for National Center for Children's Illustrated Literature. It has events every Saturday called Family Fun Days, where the Nickel provides activities for kids. It's an art project. They do some readings of books. We went one time and there was a scavenger hunt where the kids and families went to find certain things and got a little prize afterwards. They also had a snow cone stand set up there. So it's just a fun family day. They typically do it in the mornings. That's something else you can look to check out. And not only do they have the Saturday Family Fun Day, they do also have other activities throughout the week. You would just want to get on their website to check and see when those are and which ones you want to check out. Another indoor option is the Abilene Public Libraries. There is one downtown and there's another one off of Buffalo Gap where the mall is located. What they have there are toddler time activities. They also have activities for older kids, Lego building, STEAM activities as well. And they have scavenger hunts that go along with some events they throw on. So it's just a spot to, I would say, check out their website and see what's happening on certain dates. I want to say they have calendar events that you can check out and see which ones you want to take part in. So there are some options for summer in Abilene, Texas. We gave you some water activities. We gave you indoor activities, some outdoor. I do highly recommend if you're outdoors, mornings and evenings would be best for those. And so check out all of those. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, share it to your friends. If you want to know more about Abilene, this is the place to be. This is our YouTube channel focused on Abilene. Again, I am Zach Vines, a local realtor here in Abilene, Texas. And if you're looking to move to Abilene, I would love to be your realtor and help you get not just find a home here, but get you plugged into the Abilene community. So if you have any questions or want to reach out to me directly, there is a link below in the comment section that's pinned to the top. And you just go to that link. There's a form there, fill in your information, and let me know how best I can help you in your move to Abilene. Now let's talk public swimming. Okay, let's try again. Turn it again. And they're not always on July 1st. Definitely not July 1st. Art gallery.